problem. 3-10, I did 3-9, which is very much similar, and it says network communications has total assets of 1.5 million and current assets of 612,000. It turns over its fixed assets 3 times a year. It has $319,000 of debt. Its return on sales is 8%. What is its return on stockholders' equity? So again, they're just trying to mess us up a little bit, I guess, and make us do some calculating. But total assets, assets are made up of both current assets and fixed assets. Two main things. So if it gives us what our total assets are, which is 1.5 million, okay, and it tells us what our current assets are, okay, then simply to find the fixed assets, it's equal to our total assets minus our current assets. Okay, and then it says that it turns over its fixed assets 3 times a year. So that's again another one of those turnover things, like you might have total asset turnover, okay, or inventory turnover, etc. So fixed assets is just another way of looking at, again, an efficiency of use of fixed assets, probably industry specific, right? So I've got fixed asset turn, and I put that in down here as 3. So I know that then if I'm turning over my fixed assets in terms of sales 3 times, that my sales are going to be equal to 3 times my fixed assets, okay, or $2.664 million, right? Okay. Then it has $319,000 of debt, so I put the debt there. And then another question that we have to answer is, what is the equity? Okay, if I have I have total assets of 1.5 million and total debt of $319,000. My equity is simply the difference between the two. Okay, simply the difference between the two, or and here you got to watch your signs a little bit, because I've entered this as a negative number, so I got to go total assets, and in this case I have to hit plus a negative, or plus my debt, okay, and that gives me $1.181 million, okay, in equity. Okay, so then ultimately it asks me it does tell me my return on sales is 8%, so I've got that right there, okay. And my sales I calculated, okay, to be 2.664 million. So now I can calculate my net income, right? Simply equal to my return on sales times my sales. Okay, so I've got a net income then of $213,000, and then it asks for my return on stockholders' equity, which I've shortened up to just ROE, or return on equity. And again, return on equity sounds like a broken record, but it's net income divided by equity in that case. Okay, so I know what my net income is, and I calculated up here what my equity is. Okay. So they're just giving us a little puzzle. So a net income divided by equity. A little puzzle, and we just got to fit in the pieces, and we end up in that case 18.05% return on equity. Obviously, I could calculate my return on assets, my return on fixed assets. Any of those things would be pretty easy to calculate using the same thing. So there's 310 for you.